Hi, it's Megan.
And it's Bree.
And we just want to talk about TV.
Welcome to our podcast,
Unseriesous. Each episode, we're going to cover a TV show, new or old, and have a silly little conversation about it.
So grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get unserious.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Barry, it's me.
No,
It's Hank. And this is another episode of Unseriesous.
Oh, we back at it.
Back. Surprisingly, we're back from the dead. If you watched our episode last week about the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, we apparently were
having too much fun.
Too much fun.
You might have think we died, but guess what?
We're back,
We're back
bitch.
at it.
But you thought you seen The Last of Us. So we're not really gonna dwell on that little mess, whatever that was. But if you're looking to be entertained and probably afraid for us, then you can go watch that. But but now we're here.
But we're here.
Our heads are clear.
Yes.
And we are feeling better than ever.
I'm feeling so healthy and just brand new.
Brand new. It's a brand new day. So since the last time we talked, Bree, is there anything you've watched, listened to, read that you want to share with the audience, or just anything going on?
You know, Megan, there is something going on.
Whoa, what?
The other night, I happened to see The Little Mermaid.
Oh my God, me too.
With you.
Yeah, I saw it with you too, and Ava.
I can't believe that.
Oh my God.
You were there?
Yeah. I held the popcorn, bitch.
Yeah. That was some good popcorn.
It was so good.
But yeah, we saw The Little Mermaid, and it was so good. And I would see it again. And
me too.
I'm a movie hater, so
that's true.
The fact that I would watch it again, pretty impressive. Especially it being a Disney princess movie, because I wasn't very into those when I was younger. Yeah. But this slapped.
Yeah, I was always an Ariel supremacist. Like, I just think the drama of it all. Her not having her voice, and then Ursula turning into Vanessa. Like, the drama.
So good. That's drama.
Yeah, and the casting was great.
And the singing was good. I think the songs were good. Like, I think it was really good.
Yeah.
Really well done.
I also feel like no matter what, if I'm enjoying a movie, I will check my phone in the theater to be like, how much longer?
Yeah,
like, I don't know if it's just like, I don't know, just being in like a random space. I do like being there. Like, I love seeing a movie in like a theater, but I'm just like, all right, how much longer? But I didn't do that with this.
I did it once, and it was toward the end, but like I was impressed because I usually do it a lot more.
Yeah.
So that tells you something. I felt safe.
Yeah. I had a laugh. I felt empowered. I felt like touched.
I felt touched. I felt moved. I want to be a mermaid.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty good. I think everyone should see it.
I will.
Oh my God.
Thanks, Bree.
Weren't you there?
Yeah. I'd see it again. And I'd do it again.
And I'd do it again. How about you?
I am going to continue my trend of talking about a book.
She's so literate.
I know. I'm just so intelligent because I read.
You read.
And I read another rom-com. Yeah. I read another rom-com, and it's actually called Romantic Comedy.
Wow.
Written by Curtis something. You guys can look it up. It was a good little rom-com, but the reason I bring it up is because it's pretty much based on Saturday Night Live. It's about a writer for a sketch comedy show called The Night Owls, but they shorten it to TNO. It's a late night Saturday night show where they write all week, have a musical guest and host. Like, it's just SNL, but with everything changed. And it's not like a secret. It's not like they're trying to be like inventive. But I thought that was a lot of fun to read about. It was cool because it's about like a writer, a comedy writer. And it's also about a woman who's like in her mid-30s, and I feel like a lot of romantic comedies on screen and in books are about like
younger,
early 20s, even teenagers.
I was gonna ask how old they were.
Yeah, she's like 36, 37-ish when the book starts. Yeah, and then it jumps like a couple years. Okay. So like it's like mid to late 40s, and so is the love interest.
Oh, so they're old.
Yeah, they're old hags.
I'm ageist.
Yeah, she's ageist. She hates me when she's ageist. Yeah, no,
they're
I thought
old hags and they're 40.
Yeah. So the premise is there's a writer on a late night show who kind of makes a sketch idea to poke fun at a bunch of the male writers on the show who will kind of date above their pay grade, like date really hot actresses. And I think it's kind of poking fun at like the Pete Davidsons, the Colin Josts. Mm-hmm. But it's her character's poking fun at the fictionalized characters and the story. And she's like, it's a double standard because you'll never see a man date below, like you'll see hot actresses date kind of like dorky men, but you'll never see a hot actor date a dorky woman, I think is kind of the premise. And which is I think a fair thing, but then that kind of becomes the story because she's quote unquote, like she's probably really like pretty and smart.
Is she a
and everything.
loser?
Yeah, she's a fucking loser. But the host / musical guest becomes a little interested in her
because she's a loser.
Yeah, because she's a loser. This guy's like, I fucking love losers. Yeah, but I won't give away too much. This isn't a book podcast. This is a TV podcast, but it was really good.
I need to bring a book.
Yeah, start reading.
People are going to think I'm illiterate, which I am.
They better learn now. Yeah, I rated it a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd on Goodreads, and that's my review without doing any spoilers. So hit me up if you want to talk about it.
Hit you up on Goodreads?
Hit me up on Goodreads.
If you want to talk
Try
about
to find me. But yeah, that's what I've been doing recently.
That's so cool.
I know. And you know what's really cool about SNL is that someone was on SNL once upon a time before he wrote, created, directed, and started a little show called Barry. And that's what we're talking about today, the finale, the end of a 4-season show called Barry. And let me tell the audience about it.
What is it about?
Yeah.
I forget.
For sure, I got you, Brie. Barry is a television show on HBO following a hitman who ends up in Los Angeles for an assignment, but then decides to try becoming an actor. However, when he has to kill one of the students in his acting class, his day job becomes intertwined with his new passion, leading him to killing the lead detective on the case who finds out who he truly is. Unfortunately, she was dating his acting teacher, Gene Cousineau, and when he finds out, he's pissed. So, in season 4, Barry picks up with Barry in prison for the murder of the detective. However, he escapes and runs away with his girlfriend Sally, and we flash forward 8 years, where they now live in hiding with a son. The finale culminates with Barry's family taken hostage, and he has to risk it all to save them.
That's pretty hot. That's what you say about the Barry finale.
That's hot. Paris Hilton watching.
That's hot.
That's hot. Yeah, no, season 4 was wild. I didn't know where it was going to go because, like I said, season 3 ended with my man getting imprisoned, rightfully so, for killing Janice Moss, the detective on the case in season 1 who dated Gene. And I was wondering how it would all unfold, but that motherfucker broke out.
That motherfucker broke out.
Motherfucker.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And the time jump.
The time jump was so jarring, especially because the show is so short. It's 4 seasons, 8 episodes each, and they all are 30 minutes. You have shows like Ted Lasso who start out that way, and when their story expands, it got longer, but Barry's like, no, we're staying at a hard 35 tops.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it should be that short, but somehow they make it work.
Yeah.
And, like, every episode is so good. Like, especially this last season, like, every shot was, like, so good. I thought you could tell every shot was, like, thought out and, like...
Yeah. Bill Hader is, like, criminally insane in the best way possible. Like, every episode I'd be
just like his character.
Just like his character. Exactly the same.
Insane.
No, it's like his thought process in the writing, the directing. I know it's not him 100% of the time alone, but like specifically episodes where he directed. I don't know what our neighbors are doing. I'm sorry if you can hear that. But they don't want to talk about Barry.
They don't want to hear
but
about
I want to talk about Barry, and I want to talk about Bill Hader and how, like I said, how insane he is. The directing in the season 3 episode with the motorcycle car chase, insane. And then this episode, I don't remember which one it was, but when someone breaks into the house and like,
oh yeah, that was crazy.
The sound, like the lack of sound, the directing, like the visual, like all of it was so unsettling. Of the man, it was like one of the scariest things I've ever seen in the show, and I feel like so little happened.
Yeah, nothing happened. Nothing came from, or like not much came from it.
Everything feels so subtle, but so good.
Yeah,
it's like insane how it's like they know how to do quality over quantity, or like, yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
they don't overdo it, but it's chef's kiss.
Yeah, and I liked the scene where NoHo Hank was going to like kill Fuchs, and then there's the car like.
It was like one frame, or one shot,
and it was amazing.
It's so simple. They'll just do like a long ass take without like cutting between. Yeah,
and it's like thrilling because like NoHo Hank is fine after that. Yeah, but you'd think he would. When he shows up, like, he's just like, he just has
it's a little messy.
He's just in someone's house and he's like, I don't want the coke.
Yeah, so above all, the show is just so well done, and I think as much as we'll probably focus on season 4, I feel like it's a show I need to rewatch, like start to finish, because it's been obviously a minute since I've watched seasons 1 and 2, but it just feels like such a different show. Like the overall tone is there, but it definitely gets darker. It definitely gets more unhinged. Yeah. But it's still so, as dark as it gets, it's still so fucking funny. Like you said, that scene where NoHo Hank's trying to kill Fuchs is so funny. And NoHo Hank's probably the funniest character on the show.
He is. He's a scene stealer.
He is, truly. That scene, the scene where he gets the head, where Fuchs sends him the 4 heads, and he's like, why am I still opening these?
Why am I still opening?
So funny. Like, the show makes me crack up more than any show, but also makes me fear for my life and question like things.
Terrifying. Yeah, I feel like the last 2 seasons were really dark. I think this season had a little more comedy.
Yeah, I think I'd agree.
Like last season felt so dark.
Yeah, because Barry just like his vibes last season were just so like bleh.
Yeah, and NoHo Hank was pissed.
Yeah,
I don't know. There was just like,
I think it was because, or at least Barry was in like such a bad place because Gene found out. And that was like his father figure. I feel like Fuchs became his father figure for a while, and then Gene became his father figure in a way that was finally removed from like killing. Like they kind of hint that Barry probably didn't have a great childhood, and then Fuchs kind of took him over under his wing. He went into the fucking military, which obviously traumatizes everyone, and then Fuchs making him a killer for hire traumatized him, and he finally kind of finds even though he doesn't stray from what he's doing, he finally found like a place where he didn't have to be violent, even though he still was being violent. And
acting class.
Yeah, acting class.
Acting class.
And he probably was like felt so lost to have lost that sense of normalcy. I didn't say that right, but yeah. That's crazy. Like when he like fully had, I think, Gene's like grandson and son hostage, but he's like, I love you, Gene. Like, say it back.
Yeah.
Like, it's so sad. Because you see, like, as crazy as Barry is, you see that, like, he's just a guy.
He's just a guy.
Just sad little boy.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy. Oh, my God. Yeah. What else can we... Sally. People like to hate on Sally.
I would die for Sally.
But Sally, I think, was such a good choice as a character, like, as his opposite in, like, especially season 1, like, being the actor, like, the classic, like, theater kid. Like, she's really just, and then seeing her whole journey with herself and with Barry.
Yes.
So interesting. Especially, I thought it was interesting that she did make the decision to go with Barry in the end and not continue acting. Like, I don't know. That wasn't...
Yeah, I feel like her whole arc of, like, I think they all had it. Like, Barry and Fuchs and NoHo Hank were already kind of in that realm, but Gene and Sally both, like, descended into darkness at the end. It shows you the different ways that, like, human beings can do that. But her specifically, like, she just kind of, I think, I don't know, was just so afraid of what would happen if someone found out what she did. 'Cause she killed a guy in self-defense in season 3.
Yeah.
I think Barry was like, yes.
Yes.
She's just like me.
She's just like me for real. That's one person in defense.
Oh, that's the love of my life. Yeah, I really loved her entire character arc. I loved her in season 3 when she kind of got her dream, even though it got taken away, but that gave so many good moments. She was so funny, and like there's so many little moments that are hard to remember because I feel like, I don't know, they're just so specific. Like I'm remembering right now when they did that like they did a bunch of cuts of like her interviews, like promos for the show she was doing, and those were so funny. Like the show does such a good job of parodying like everything, parodying what it is to be an actor or do press, and them asking her like, it has nothing to do with her show, but like who do you think should be the next Spider-Man? And she's like, I don't know. I forgot who she says, but I remember cracking up, like so funny. And then the show does so amazing, and then they parody how like shitty streaming services are, because like, oh, like no one watched it though. So like you could have the most amazing show, but they're like, well, we're not going to renew it because we didn't get the numbers.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then she goes insane.
You know how
the cunt. Isn't that what she says? She's like cunt like 30 times.
She goes off.
We love that, and we love Darcy Carden. Just a shout out to her.
Yes,
she's always been in the smallest way, but such a highlight.
Yeah,
especially in those first few seasons. Love her.
I love the whole acting class.
Me too. I miss that prime
in theater.
That would be cool to see, like, their reactions. Like, Kirby Howell Baptiste's character, Darcy Carden's character, like, all the little side characters in the acting show. Acting class. I wish we got, like, a moment.
Yeah. But we didn't, because it all went to darkness and horror, and everyone got shot. Everyone was throwing up. People are in prison.
Yeah.
I am so... How did you feel with how everyone ended up?
let's talk about the finale. I think, starting with Barry, I feel like the show started out in a way where you could feel bad for him. Because there were moments where he was truly trying.
Yeah.
Where you could believe it.
Yeah.
Until, like, season 3, when he was like, you know what, I'll be a good person. And then he, like, shoots somebody that's starting now.
Yeah.
Like, I started to lose that. And I feel like he probably also started, like, losing sense of self. But I feel like this season really showed that he wasn't redeemable. Like, he was just a bad guy.
Yeah.
Because he took to the Lord.
He turned to Jesus. Which, again, was another parody of religion.
And how people will use that as an excuse. And it was so funny how he kept trying to find different podcasts that would back him up.
Like, yes.
And as soon as he found one that even briefly was like, murder's okay, he's like, got it, let's go.
Sentence, and
he just needed someone to tell him it was okay.
I'm like, oh my God.
And I do believe that he was trying to give his son a better life, and he probably did care about Sally, but Barry was not a good person. And that's one of the things when people hate on Sally, even though they'll defend Barry, nohoing, all the other men who
kill a bunch of people.
It's like, that's the show, man. Like, when
that's the show, man.
When there's all supposed to be terrible people, and you can like them and you can dislike them, but acting like Sally's the worst character on the show, what are you watching?
Morally, like, no.
God, my girl, she can't do anything wrong. The show's about a murderer, but when Sally's like a little too like dramatic, they're like,
for being an actor.
Or when she broke up, people got mad when she broke up with him. It was like, he was a terrible boyfriend. He yelled at her in front of her whole crew. But she's the bad guy. All right, I rest my case. Sally. But I liked that they made Barry like an unredeemable character, and I loved
that was the right decision.
As jarring as it was, I loved how it ended. Like, it was such a Barry way of ending for him to get shot. Go, oh wow, and then just shot dead.
Oh wow,
insane. And
good.
I feel like on a lot of shows like this, you don't want that character to die. Like, I haven't watched Breaking Bad, so I don't know if people were rooting for like Walter White to die or bad things to happen on like other shows. I know, like, on Killing Eve, it has the connotation of, like, you're not surprised that character is, but you don't want them to die, is what I'm trying to say. There are plenty of shows I've watched where you have an anti-hero that you root for.
They're awful people with some redeeming qualities or some, like, bad past.
Yeah. Even Succession.
Yeah.
Like, they suck, but I wanted Kendall to win. I
Yeah.
wanted Villanelle to win. I wanted all these, like, morally ambiguous characters win. I did not want Barry to win.
Yeah.
For, I think in seasons 1 and 2 I did, but now I didn't. I wanted Sally and NoHo Hank to team up, but that's a side story.
Yeah. And he was honored with the highest.
That's insane, but
That's America.
But so good. Like,
Yeah, it's so good. That's art.
And that, I had it written down what happened. Gene's, like, life in prison.
Yeah.
He got framed, which was insane. Like,
that was insane.
That was insane. Them being able to tie it back to him, insane.
Happy.
And he has life in prison, and Barry's buried with honors. And his son is like,
hell
that's
yeah,
my daddy.
that's my daddy.
Genius. Like, it's so, like, frustrating, but, like, so
But it's what,
poignant.
like, actually happens.
Yeah. Because we, and then the movie getting made about him.
Yeah.
We sensationalize, we romanticize
Like,
serial killers, and
yeah.
we romanticize the fucking army.
Yeah. Yeah, and how easy it was they also show how easy it is to buy a gun in America.
Yeah.
Like, or to get your hands on a gun. Like, they just show so many things that are so real to, like, how our society is.
Yeah.
It's like, but that's another thing. Like, NoHo Hank is an awful person.
Mm-hmm.
But
he deserved better.
But he did deserve better.
Yeah.
Because
Speak
he
on
went
it.
I like start crying.
Yeah.
And it's NoHo Hank.
I am on to see my husband.
Okay, first of all, a moment of silence for NoHo Hank's arms. Everyone looks around. I'm not quite.
You're right.
The silence.
You're right.
Okay, but really, NoHo Hank was like such, like, he wanted out, but he couldn't get out.
Yeah.
Like it was safer for him to stay in. And him and Crystal Ball's story is, like, so tragic. And then the way he dies,
God,
holding the statue, the last shot, like,
that was
fucked up.
Fucked up, but, like, so beautiful
art.
at the same time. Yeah.
Hang it in the
so I was so devastated. Like, I think overall, not to, like, jump the gun, but I'm very, 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 very happy with the ending.
Yeah, me too.
As much as I would have wanted NoHo Hank to live. Like, that was my one thing I would have changed, even though I feel satisfied at the same time.
Like, I feel like it makes sense that he died.
Yeah. Now him and Crystal Ball are ruling the underworld.
Yeah, now they're together in hell.
And Barry.
Everyone's in hell.
Yeah.
Woo! But when Crystal Ball, like, in the sand, that was interesting, because when he almost, like, you think he was gonna die, like, I thought that was it, and then it wasn't it, but then herring. 2 seconds later, he's actually,
honestly,
and that was tragic.
So tragic. God, and, like, oh my God, nominate Anthony Kerrigan for an Emmy, like, his reaction in that scene, God.
So good.
So good. I mean, I think he's been nominated before, but let's get him the Emmy.
Just give him everything. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Give Anthony Kerrigan. And
then, to his dying breath, my man. I want to talk about Fuchs for a second, because I don't even know what to say about Fuchs. First of all, his season 4, the second half of season 4, he was giving such, like, Napoleon Dynamite energy, like, the wife and daughter that he, like, acquired along the way, like, the people that picked him up from jail. Like, I was like, this is so, I don't even know what, like, from Napoleon Dynamite, but that's what it gave me. And he just fully embraced being the Raven.
Yeah, he had, like, a weird, not, like, a redemption arc, but, like, because he's still, like, a criminal.
Yeah.
But he, like, totally, like, owned up to not, like, he's like, I'm not a good person. Like, I'm, like, a coward. Like, pretty much. But then when he saves Barry's son. Yeah. That was fucked up.
Especially because he was like, I need to kill Barry. Find me Barry, I need to kill Barry.
And then he
found out he has a son.
And Fuchs is a real one, because in prison, when he's getting beat up and he won't say anything about Barry, like...
Yeah. But Barry's like, I gotta go. I gotta go get Sally.
I gotta go. I have to leave.
I don't even know what to say about Fuchs. Like, I feel like...
That's my grandpappy.
I feel like part of me was so confused, but yeah, when he saved Barry's son, I was like, oh.
He got me in this last season. I really care about him.
No. Well, because last week, remember he was like on a farm for a second? Like, I don't even know what he was doing half the time. Because he was the one that told Jean, right? About Barry. Like, they had the epic highs and lows of Fuchs and Barry, but at the end, he saved him and his son.
He made me emo, but
and I don't know where he
killed
went.
Noho Hank.
Yeah. So then cancel out everything we said.
That's not my grandpappy.
That's not my grandpappy. It's not my man.
But I did think they had a bit, like Barry and Fuchs had such an interesting dynamic throughout the whole show, and then their last shot.
Oh fuck! I could cry.
So good.
So good. And then Sally, my girl. She is now a drama teacher, which slay. She's directing plays.
She's just like Jean for real.
Yeah. And she's got her son. She wouldn't go on a date with that guy, which slay. Which turned him down. I thought it was really interesting. I feel like I wrote something about Sally. I don't know. I just think it's interesting that we know, I guess, honestly, the most about her life post the show, but still I had so many questions on, like, I don't know. I'm guessing so she wanted to confess. Yeah. She said that, Barry, the only way you can redeem yourself is to confess. He was like, nah, that's not God's plan.
That was so funny. Nah, that's not God's plan.
And I was like, yeah, Barry's not coming back from this. But she took the son and left. And then I wonder if, like, I don't know, Barry atoning for, even though he didn't, he got buried with honors. I wonder if she considered telling everyone again, or if she was just like, I can't do this anymore. Mm-hmm. I wonder how that played out for her. I feel like I just have a lot of questions that I don't need the answers to, but I just am so curious.
Like questions about the people who are still alive.
Yeah. Like Jean is just rotting in prison. Yeah. Maybe if he lives long enough. He
may die in prison.
He was pretty old because he aged 8 years, and then he aged another 8 years, I think, because the kid was like in high school. Crazy.
Pretty awkward.
So crazy. But I'm happy that she's happy and okay and probably living like, she's not her dream, but close enough.
Closer than being a different person in rural America as a waitress.
Yeah, definitely.
That was insane.
That was crazy, but she gave.
She put her whole.
She choked that guy, and I said, "Yes,
yes,
get him,
get him."
Yeah, I feel the most bad for my man Gene. He shot his son, which thank God he didn't kill his son. I truly thought his son was dead.
Oh my God.
But I can't even fathom the Jean storyline. Like, the twist of them being convinced that he killed her or got Barry to kill her. Like, insane. The fact that he always just wanted to be a star. He was just chasing fame, nothing else.
Yeah, that's all he wanted.
And they used that. They said that, what's his name? Daniel Day-Lewis was going to play him or whatever. I feel so sad for him. But it's also genius. Like,
but everything's so tragic, but so genius.
So genius.
Like, you can't even be mad.
I can't even.
It's like the perfect ending.
So perfect
for this show.
I would have never. I feel like I could not have seen where it would go. Like, which is a good thing. You don't want to be able to predict what's going to happen. Yeah. And I definitely couldn't predict this, but it also is like, that's what was supposed to happen. Like, yes, that's exactly what would happen.
Yeah.
What else can I say?
What else can we say?
I wrote hashtag pathetic. Who said that?
Hashtag pathetic in the finale?
Yeah, I think maybe Fuchs said that to
hashtag
a noho Hank or something.
That's funny.
I wrote noho Hank.
Noho Hank. I wrote so much noho Hank.
Yeah.
But not even just about everything he's ever done.
Yeah.
I'm a noho Hank.
Oh, wow. Oh, I wrote, after Barry got shot, we both went, like, I wrote our gasp. Like, just like the cut,
the first shot, and then, oh wow, and then right in the head.
So
and then the cutoff, like,
crazy. And Gene didn't give a fuck. Honestly, he's probably fine with it, because, like, I think he really just needed to take Barry down at the end of it.
Yeah.
Because Barry ruined his fucking life, and it's still ruining his life post his death, but...
So he was going to prison for being framed and for Barry.
Yeah, I think for killing Barry and for what they think is
what
killing his girlfriend. Like, he loved her.
And he ended up just killing Barry out of, like, anger for killing his...
God, my man.
His storyline's so sad.
And, like, he just reconnected with his son. Now his son's probably like, Jesus.
His son's like, Jesus, I'm not visiting you. And he shot his son.
I wonder if Sally goes to visit him. Because Sally's like the only
Sally doesn't give a fuck.
Sally's the only one who knows. I wonder if she doesn't show John that movie because of the glorification or because she doesn't want a lie to be spread.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder what she's told him about Barry.
So we think the son is actually, like, really, like, my dad's a hero, right?
Yeah.
Like, his last, like, he's, like, smiles a little.
Yeah,
and I'm
he's
like, bitch, do you know who your dad is?
That's insane.
No.
There's so many things that make me want to spiral. But it's so good.
He's like crying. He's sobbing. That's everyone in the theater seeing that movie.
I love my dad.
I love my dad. That's me at NoHo Hank. The past 4 seasons.
So true. Wow. Ugh.
All right, listen up, you clowns.
Oh,
that's NoHo Hank.
Oh.
That's just NoHo Hank. Just kidding, you all look
great. I should have been writing NoHo Hank things down like all season long and honestly the whole series because everything. The Dave & Buster's, when him and Cristobal were going around in circles and he had to like run to catch up in the circle.
Funny.
So funny. I'm like, that's my show.
I'm glad we got a scene like that.
Yeah.
Like, I love it.
Yeah, because that was like the chaos of the first 2 seasons. Yeah. Whoever NoHo Hank was 50-50 with Cristobal. 50-50 with Cristobal. Those shenanigans that I couldn't even like keep up with, like the rival gangs. I was like, I'm just here for the ride. And I'm here to have a laugh. But that was what was so silly, goofy, was the NoHo Hank stuff mixed with the acting class stuff, and then whatever was going on with Fuchs and stuff.
NoHo Hank's range is insane. Because like he was so goofy and was usually the comedic relief for most scenes. But, like, when he did have serious scenes, they were, like, the most heartbreaking things ever. Like, when he's locked in that room, like, that's, like, so crazy.
And that whole scene when he goes to get Cristobal, because Cristobal's getting, like, shock therapy.
Yeah.
Chills.
And you can hit Anthony Kerrigan. Give him something.
Give him something. Give him a hug.
Give him a hug, he said.
Give him a hug. I already kind of said this, but I really realized it this season when I was like, oh, there's only so many episodes left, and the storylines were so siloed, is I wanted Sally and NoHo Hank to interact so bad, and we finally got it, but it was at their lowest low, but it was still something.
Yeah.
And I already told you this before we recorded this, which is that apparently there was supposed to be like a Pilates scene in like season 2 where Sally and NoHo Hank go to the same Pilates class. And they both start complaining about Barry, but they don't realize they're talking about the same Barry. Like, my Barry does this, my Barry does that. I'm like, that would have been everything. Like, they're my 2, not to jump ahead again, but like, that's my core 2, even though they've never interacted.
They would have been best friends.
So good. Like, they both have like such chaotic energy in such completely different ways, but it would have been so special. And when we finally got them, they were both like the life left of them. Like, NoHo Hank was still funny in the time jump, but like after he lost Cristobal and after Sally lost her show and the innocence after she killed that guy, like they were both like so like just like shells of who they used to be. Yeah. But they could have been best friends, and honestly I wanted them to somehow both survive and be best friends, but I guess I'll have to write a fan fiction.
I guess I'll just write a Sally NoHo Hank fan fiction and we'll feed them for Halloween.
Yeah, they raised Barry's son together platonically.
They rename him Cristobal. Cristobal Jr.
So true.
They rename him like a dog. Oh my god.
John Cristobal Reed Hank. No, Hank's his first name. What's NoHo Hank's last name?
NoHo Hank.
We don't know. NoHo Henry.
No.
What
what else? Wait. Ooh. Can we talk about the one episode? Was it in season 2 with the little girl?
Yes, I have that written too. Yeah. Ronnie Lily.
That was crazy.
That was so crazy.
That's the craziest episode of TV.
Yeah, and before like we talk about that a little more, the crazy thing before that when it was the cop who had been trailing Barry since season 1, and he finally like gets Barry, like he gets Fuchs to get Barry alone. You think it's gonna be because he's gonna finally lock him up, but he's like, no, Barry, I need you to kill someone for me. And Barry's like, what? Like, I think that's what the episode's called. What? Yeah. So good. The show, the serotonin this little serial killer show gives me is insane. I need to rewatch it from start to finish. Yeah. There's so many shows to watch, but that's definitely on
all seasons my list. So good.
So good. Mm-hmm. It's so good.
And leaves you like
every time. And it's so like, again, so fucking simple. Like, it's such a short little show every week.
I know.
And you're left like so, like, you want more, but you're also so fulfilled with all the little things you got.
Yeah.
And then this season, the genius of only showing like a frame of the next episode. Like you can't do that. Nothing. And like probably if they did this from the beginning, maybe they wouldn't have gotten away with it, but because the show is so good, you're going to come back either way.
Come back.
But it's honestly so genius because I think sometimes promos give away too much.
I know. I didn't know anything what was coming. Is that the ice cream truck?
Oh my god.
Anywho,
hey
man. Yeah, I did not know like every episode of this, especially this season. I was like, ooh, like
yeah,
and it was like 30 minutes of my like,
and
so good. And did Bill Hader direct
everyone?
What? Yeah,
I think so because I remember reading somewhere he either wrote or directed everyone, which is impressive, especially when you're in the show.
Yeah, you're the lead actor.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
And he's like, it's like all the credits are like Bill Hader,
Bill Hader, which
like,
is so good, and he's so silly. Which just shows you the duality of man. Like, he's Barry and he's Stefan.
Wait, people tweeted like the scene where it's like, what'd you say with them, and said this was
they should have done that.
Like, this was basically
that would be so funny.
What if that song started playing?
That'd be like such a bit to take like the last 6 years to make that bit again.
That would have been the biggest bit ever. Longest bit.
I wish there was a faster way to do this. Bill Hader. Someone made a joke that Bill Hader was going to voice someone recently. I saw a bit, but then I saw like they did the same thing with like Anthony Kerrigan, and I was like, what is this joke?
What's the joke?
I can't remember. It was like, he's gonna play this character, and I was like, what I just said was nonsense because I didn't have the answer.
Was nonsense.
Where's directing? Da, da, da. He wrote, well, he's credited as a writer on every episode because he created the show. All right, what can we talk about while I try to figure out the directing?
So Noho and Hank's arms in season.
Yeah, he directed every episode.
Okay.
Yep.
That's impressive.
That's so impressive.
And they were all like so good. Like,
yeah.
I'm sure.
I love the mechanic of episode titles being quotes.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the only show that does this. I can't really think about another show off the top of my head. But I love that because I love finding out what it is later. Like, I think Sex Lives at College Girls might do it. Like, there's a few shows, plenty of shows that do that. But it's so satisfying to be like, there it is. Mm-hmm. Like, the Wow.
Oh, that was just so good.
The episode being called Wow is insane.
So good.
So good. The show's, like, perfect. Because I don't think it needs any more. It's, like, the perfect length. It's, like, it's short.
Yeah.
Like,
it doesn't
in terms
do
of
too
seasons
much.
and episodes. It doesn't do too much, but, like, it does so much.
But it's, like, yeah, it's so weird.
Like, I don't feel like I need more.
I don't know how they fit so much into... Like, I feel like so much happens.
Yeah. It's, like, 16 hours of television, right? If it's 4 hours each season.
Yeah.
God. That's, like, so short. You could do that in a day.
It was so easy to watch. Like,
I watched 16 hours of Glee the first time I watched Glee. So you could... That's just half of like a season.
You can watch 16 hours of Glee.
If you can watch 16 hours of Glee, you can watch all of Barry in one sitting too.
So true.
That's the same thing.
Same thing.
Same
Barry
vibe.
and Glee, same thing.
Same thing. What else really happened this season? I liked Sally's storyline in the first half where she was mentoring that other actress. Yeah. And I thought it was so funny that they had, I can't remember her name now, but that actual director, so funny. I love a person playing themselves and poking fun at it.
Oh, yeah.
It was the director of Coda.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, now I'm doing this.
And now I'm doing this and it's a superhero.
Yeah, it's so funny. But the genius shot where Sally is like doing the monologue or talking about doing the monologue and like the girl's behind her and she just steps once to the side and completely like eclipses her. Genius. And apparently she did that on accident.
Oh my god.
So I was reading an interview with Sarah Goldberg and she said that like she accidentally did that and then they started cracking up like looking at the monitor and they're like, you need to actually do that.
That makes it, that was so funny.
So funny. And that's like so her character. So Sally. And that's what I needed because she was like so like lost at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And she like found herself, but then
she gets taken away.
She gets swept away.
And then she has a kid.
She's like, let's go. And he's like, okay.
Okay.
So crazy. Him showing him out of the darkness. He looks like a little rat. And she's like, let's leave. Amazing.
The scenes of them in like that house, like being different people with a kid. It's just like everything about that was chilling and Barry being like so into Jesus. I'm like, what's happening here?
Well, that first shot of them like with the kid, like they just jump and they're like a married couple. I was like, there's no way. Because I didn't know it would jump times, but I was like, there's no way Sally and Barry are going to last. But I was going to ask, do you think that Sally genuinely cares about Barry like at all, at least in season 4? Because I think she did obviously at the beginning.
I think she does in a weird way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's Stockholm Syndrome, at least after the time jump.
Yeah.
So I feel like she cared about him at the beginning.
Yeah.
And she cared about him when she left with him. I think she probably felt protected by him. She knew he'd never hurt her.
Yeah.
And that he could help her get away with everything. I don't know if it was Stockholm Syndrome at the end or just like that he was all she had, but I think she did care because she was trying to encourage him to be better. As much as like turning him in.
That's not what Jesus would.
That was insane. Then she's probably like, I gotta go.
She's like, never mind.
That was the final straw. Yeah. I love rooting for crazy ass couples.
Crazy
like
couples
where you're like, they should not be together. But when she left with him, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Sally Berry T.
Sally Berry T.
And I also feel like a bigger loss was my NoHo, Hank, and Barry teas.
Yeah.
They were such a good...
Yeah, NoHo, Hank going from... We need a break... Barry out of prison.
Yeah.
Killing him.
We need to kill Barry.
To like immediate. I was like, oh,
that was such a loss. Like the fact that we didn't really get any like fun little Barry no-hoing scenes the last 2 seasons, like devastating.
He's your teacher, but he's
my best friend. Barry.
And like that was, I don't know, like it's so funny because Barry tried to kill him like 5 seconds. That was their dynamic.
Yeah. But then one day it was just too much.
It was just too much. And NoHo Hank felt too betrayed.
I
love bringing up betrayed by Barry. It made me so sad when he'd talk about Barry and be like, like they were friends.
Yeah. He loved Barry.
He loved Barry and respected him so much.
And then Barry didn't give a fuck.
Barry didn't.
That like I keep seeing it like on TikTok where Barry's like yelling at NoHo through the phone, you fuck, you bald fuck, and he's like, you don't mean that.
You don't mean
That's
that.
That's literally their dynamic. Barry's like, fuck you, I hate you, and NoHo's like, ha ha ha.
It's like, okay.
Yeah. La. They're the best. Okay, we've kind of already been doing this, but should we get into the epic highs and lows of Barry? Okay.
I don't even freaking know.
I know. I feel like we've talked about it a lot already. But what would you say your favorite character and least favorite character is?
Okay, my favorite character is NoHo Hank.
What? No way!
You wouldn't believe it. And honestly, least favorite character, I don't know what to say.
I struggled trying to think of it. I said the same thing. I said NoHo, Hank, or Sally. That's my core two. Yeah. But least favorite, like...
What did you say?
They all suck, but like I like them all.
But I don't like hate.
Yeah, so I honestly think I just kind of settled with Barry.
Okay,
At
yeah,
least at the
Barry.
end.
I mean, the obvious choice is Barry because
Yeah.
of how, but like as a character, like I don't know.
He's such a good character. Like he's a bad person, but he's a great character.
Good character. So like
yeah.
In terms of he's probably the worst.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know, sometimes I just didn't care about Fuchs, but at the end, he really pulled me.
He really pulled me. No, I literally did not care about him, like, most of the time. And then when he turned into the Raven, I was like, he's kind of doing something. Then he killed Noho Hank, and I got over it.
The magic drifted away.
No, but him covering Barry's son, like, I don't know, that fucked me up.
Yeah.
Or him hearing about the son, like, on the phone.
Barry.
I said, Fuchs. Are you my favorite character?
You're my dad. Yeah, number one.
Well, number one.
Then he killed my real number one.
Yeah,
my real
number one. Noho Hank.
All right, we've kind of already done this too, but favorite episode moment, least favorite episode moment.
Where'd it go? Okay. My favorite moment is Noho Hank.
Yeah,
but this one. The Lululemon.
The Lululemon. Barry, it's Hank. It's me. It's Hank. Yeah, I know. So
that's
good.
just the best moment.
That one and he's your teacher and he's my best friend. Like that changed me as a person. I don't even know why.
And in that scene, that's when he goes, "Listen up, you clowns," or something. And he goes, "I'm just kidding. Y'all look amazing."
He's so funny. He's so funny. Yeah. I also said for episode Ronnie Lily, I think is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And then we haven't talked about this. I don't even know how to fully like quote it because I don't remember it word for word. But the scene where Sally and her agent are with Vanessa Bayer, and she's like, "Okay, I want Sally to try this," and then Sally doesn't do, but she does. You know that scene?
Yes, that's
so funny. And it's so Vanessa Bayer perfect in that scene, and the actress that plays her agent, love her too, and Sally just sitting there being like, What? That is a top 5 scene for me.
So good.
So funny. I was cracking up.
Yeah.
And then least favorite, I said Cristobal dying.
Okay, that's what I said too.
Yeah.
Like that whole scene.
Awful.
Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'll puke. Like, it was just so... Ugh.
Yeah.
And then them, like, dressing the person who comes up the same as Crystal Ball. Like, there's, like, a gang member who comes in, and he's dressed exactly like Crystal Ball, so for a second you think Crystal Ball's alive.
Yeah.
They, like, fucked you up with that. Like, that was so fucked up.
Evil.
I'm looking at you, Bill Hader.
Criminally insane, sick individual.
Just like Barry.
Would you recommend Barry to other people to watch?
Yes, 100%. Such an easy watch and so good. Like, beginning to end, good.
I feel like it's a perfect I mean, obviously some people don't like violence or like dark stuff. So that's
my mom wouldn't like this.
Yeah. But it feels like a show where there's, if you aren't kind of bothered by that, where there's something for everyone. Like, it has such great humor. It has such great, like, storylines, action. I mean, in twisted ways, romance. Like, it has, like...
Twisted romance.
Except for Noho and Cristobal.
Cristobal, they're going 50-50.
That's a dynamic. That's a healthy relationship.
That's a healthy relationship. You gotta be 50-50.
You gotta go 50-50. No, it really is something for everyone.
It really has something for somewhere everywhere.
Yeah, it's just hits.
Yes.
And then on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most unserious, what do we rank this? I feel like this is hard.
This struggle of all these shows that we've done.
I know, but I feel like this being a comedy, when half the shows we've been talking about aren't comedies, I feel like it's darker.
Yeah, it's darker. When it does do dark, it's really dark.
Yeah. So part of me wants to say right smack dab in the middle, like a 5.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen in my life, but also one of the most intense.
Yeah, I'd say the same.
Okay.
Like, there's a balance, but when it's dark, it's dark.
It's dark.
But it's also like a parody.
Yeah.
But like a very serious parody.
Yeah. I need to rewatch the show and then do another podcast so I can talk about every little thing. Because I feel like there's so much I'm forgetting to say.
Yeah.
But...
especially about season 1. I'm just like, that was so...
Yeah. The ending of season 1, we're in the cabin. Like,
yeah.
That was so sad, but so good. Like, that scene, because you know that what else could he do?
Yeah.
I mean... Obviously not kill someone. I guess we shouldn't kill people. But, like, in the confines of the show, what else was Barry gonna do?
I guess we shouldn't kill
people pointed out that, like, when he's, like, freaking out, like, he has his hands up. And he's, like, trying to, like, don't do it. Don't shoot. He's, like, holding up, a gun signal. And I don't know if it was intentional or not. But I remember someone online pointing that out. Like, he was trying to warn her. Like, leave because I'll shoot you.
That's because I'm gonna shoot you.
I'm gonna shoot you.
Oh.
So good. Like, there's... so many things we could sit here for a million years and talk about.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a really fucking good finale. Like, I don't know a show where I've been this satisfied by it beginning to end. Like, I really wanted to say that, like, because we haven't been, for the millionth time, when we've been watching these shows so far, we don't talk until we record the podcast so we can be genuine. Be real. Yeah, be real. But I wanted to be like, oh, that was so good. Like, as soon as it ended, as, like, upset I was that it was over, I was like,
yeah.
How good was that?
So good. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Especially because Succession made me feel so numb. And now that I've kind of processed it, I feel really happy with the Succession ending, but in a completely different way.
Yeah. Those being back to back.
Yeah.
But the Barry finale, like, everything about it, like, every scene was, like, good, so good. Like, you're just, like, shook the whole time.
They nailed it.
They literally stuck the landing, like, more than anyone has ever done.
Like, I want to shake Bill Hader's hand and be like, you did it, man.
You did it, man.
I love it. Well, I guess there's only one thing left to do.
Oh!
It's game night with Megan and Bree. When we have an official song, it'll be over for you.
When there's a beat to that.
So, since this show is filled with a lot of fucked up characters, we gotta figure out which fucked up character we are.
So true.
So we're taking a little cheeky BuzzFeed quiz to find out which Barry character we are.
You sent this to me, right?
I did. I think I DM'd it to you on Twitter.
Oh, okay. We're gonna take a cheeky little...
We are hoping that Bree gets noho and I get Sally, and then if we do, we're gonna be them for Halloween.
Yeah. We have a million costumes, but if I get noho
I need people to subscribe and like and follow us on social media, and then help us vote.
And then we'll post a picture of us on Halloween, and I'll have a bald cap on.
I need the audience to vote for who we be.
Oh, I did fake tattoos on my arm. Oh, it'd be so badass.
It would be so badass.
My arms would look so good.
I'll get a fuck-ass Bob.
I'll get a fuck-ass Bob.
I did say the part where Sally is like yelling at Barry in season 3 and she descends into the darkness.
Yes.
That scene changed my life too.
Insane.
Okay.
All right. I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'll kick us off.
Okay.
In class, you are the bully.
Oh, no.
The quiet one, the friendly one, the show-off, or the smart one.
I mean, in class, in real life, I was the quiet one.
Yeah, me too. Or maybe I was the smart one.
But I was the bully. I wish I bullied people. No, I don't.
No, you don't.
No bullying.
Don't bully.
No bullying. No cyberbullying.
I think I'm going to say smart one.
The quiet one seems sad. I'm going to say the friendly one.
Okay. Does that work? I didn't even click it.
Okay. What word would you use to describe yourself? Smart, lost, talented, sweet, driven. Smart. I hate answering these about myself.
I know. Okay, hold on. My quiz is like not loading.
That's really awkward. Yours is broken.
I know. Very BuzzFeed quiz. Okay. I'm back, y'all. I'm the smart one. Smart, lost.
Didn't say you're smart again.
And I think I'm smart. Smart, lost, talented, sweet, or driven. To describe myself?
This is embarrassing.
These are like such specific words.
I know.
Too. Like I usually like when this has like creative.
Yeah, I like creative. I feel like that's
like,
pretty good word.
loyal
Talented seems a little narcissistic.
I know, but I really kind of
But I think I want to push it.
Okay, let's both push talented.
Because I think we are talented.
I think we are pretty talented.
Our podcast is talented. Like and subscribe, motherfuckers.
Choose something you really want in life.
This is so funny.
To be a star!
I know who that's about.
Yeah. Wealth, love, passion, or a purpose. But I do want to be a star. That's so funny.
I think I want wealth.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll say to be a star.
Okay, I'll say wealth. That's so funny.
Like, I guess I want love.
I want to be a star. I want wealth. I want love. I want passion. I want a purpose. But you know what? You can't have everything.
Exactly. If I'm a star, people will love me.
If I'm a star, not everyone. More people will hate you.
Oh my god, turn on the Marvelous Mrs.
Haters.
Maisel.
Okay. Choose something to do in your spare time. Spend time with family. Play sports. I don't have much free time. Read books. Play video games.
Ooh. I guess out of these, I might do read books.
I would say the same.
Okay, cool. In a group, you are the annoying one, the friendly one, the one who follows along, the muscle, or the brains. Multiple times you have to choose if you're smart.
I know, you could choose you're smart the whole time.
For all of these. The annoying one.
The annoying one.
I feel like for this one, I want to say that I'm the friendly one.
Okay, I'm not the friendly one.
No. You're the muscle.
I think I'm the muscle.
I can't.
I think I bring the power to the group.
I definitely think that too.
I think I'm gonna go with it. I'm the
Stage
muscle.
combat, baby.
Stage combat. Okay. And lastly, which of these is your best characteristic? Mm-hmm. My quick thinking, my loyalty, my resilience. Oh my gosh, an ad just popped up. Oh my god. It just like blew up. Oh my god.
I think I slept on my neck wrong because all day it's been hurting when I laugh and stuff.
No!
I'm like,
We're getting old over here, guys.
Yeah.
Hurry up and subscribe.
Yeah, we're running
Before
out of
we're old
time.
and haggard.
Yeah, like the 40-year-olds in the book I read.
Okay. So my quick thinking, my loyalty, my resilience, my ability to compartmentalize, my wisdom.
And once again, are you smart?
Are you smart?
I feel like
my quick thinking.
Loyalty is mine.
Okay, I feel the same.
Okay.
I feel like I'm a pretty loyal friend.
Yeah, me too.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, I agree. All right, I'm pushing it.
Oh no. Wait, where'd my thing go? Guys, this sucks.
I'm sitting here, I know who I am, and
I don't know. There's no button to say.
Did you hit all of them? Maybe go back and make sure all of them are hit.
Did I accidentally unhit one?
Maybe. It's getting really awkward.
Fuck, guys. Oh, I think it's making me do it again. Because of the ad thing. Hold on. No one panic.
I guess I'll wait here with my person. With my character.
Okay. Who is... Okay. Don't worry. I'm almost there. Read books. You know how it is. I got mine! Okay.
Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. No!
Yes! Noho Hank.
The superior character. You're an incredibly sweet and polite person and a very loyal friend. You have a big heart, but you can be a careless.
That's so true. That's the most relatable thing. I'm Noho Hank.
He looked at me and I said,
oh, the confetti popped up. There's Noho Hank. I said, oh, thank God. I almost started crying.
Mine popped up so much before yours because yours glitched and I was like, breathe. Honestly, thank God. I needed that.
Thank God. That's all I wanted. If I got anyone else, I probably would have.
I would have been happy with Sally, but anyone else, I would have been pissed.
I would have just been pissed.
Yeah. If you get Barry, I'd be like,
oh. I got Barry.
Hey, man. Barry, it's me.
Hey, man, Barry.
It's Hank. It's me. It's Hank. You know what I didn't say is a really banger scene on the show is when Sally's ex-boyfriend comes and they have dinner.
Fuck ass.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck Sam.
Yeah.
But it birthed one of my favorite scenes, which is when they're sitting at the diner and the boyfriend is like, what's your name again? So-and-so, blah, blah, blah. What's your name? And Barry goes, it's. And instead of saying Barry, it flashes the theme song.
Oh,
and
yes,
it goes, it's.
yes.
I
missed the theme
and then
song.
I know, that was the biggest loss of the season. That's my only critique, is that, I mean, I get why they did it.
I feel like it would take away the tone.
Yeah, 100%. But especially in the use, I love a good use of a theme song in that way. It's ba-ba, ba-da-da-da-da. So good. I sat my parents down because they were about to watch that episode. I'm like, I just want to see that. And my dad fell asleep. Like, it's the beginning of the episode. So he fell asleep. I was like, what are we doing here?
What are we actually doing here?
Yeah. It hit.
Wow.
That's comedy.
That's a comedy.
So anyway.
So anywho, that was nice.
Yeah, let us know how you felt about the Barry finale and Barry as a whole. But I think we kind of said everything. I don't know what else there's to say, but I feel like I could say anything forever.
Another moment of silence for NoHo Hank's arms.
Okay.
Thank you.
Of course. We will see you guys next week, where I think we're going to be talking about Never Have I Ever.
Never Have I Ever.
The final season of that. Whoa, everything is
4, right?
Yeah, everything's fucking ending. We're going to find out if she picks Paxton or Ben.
Benny, Ben.
Paxton.
Looks around, please. We're going to fight on the podcast.
Yeah.
So make sure to tune in.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. And with that,
that's probably not it. Okay, no, bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to our podcast.
Remember to rate, follow, and share with friends.
And find us on TikTok and Instagram at unseriesous to see more content and find out what we're watching next.
We hope you enjoyed, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.